Greetings to all my SEO friends and family. Ralph here with another video, and I just kind of wanted to give an update on what I'm doing to rank in the Maps pack that I've been having a lot of success with, and I'm just going to share that with you and what I've been testing lately. So basically, how to rank in the Maps pack. It's some basic stuff. The first step is to completely optimize your GMB. You should already know that. Step two is to create all the major get listings in all the major directories, create citations in like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Foursquare, etc. You should already know that. But the secret sauce I'm seeing right now for ranking in the Maps packs are the press releases. I'm seeing uh, great leaps in rankings. All right, so let me just tell you what you should do. Obviously, add your NAP to the PR, to the press release. All right, add your business name, address, and phone number. It has to be consistent. That is very important. That's pretty much the key to getting these rankings. So you want to definitely add that. As far as anchor text and links, I only use naked URLs and brand names as my anchor text in my first press release. All right. So basically, whatever page, I don't want to say page that I'm trying to rank, but basically it's typically your home page, right? So my brand name is my home page. So basically, I will either have, well, because the press release that I use, I get up to three or four, can't remember, 3 or 4 anchor text links, excuse me. So I always link number one to my home page, and I'll typically have that as a naked URL, or I'll have it as a brand name. Well, I have both. I have the naked URL and I have the brand name, both linking to the home page of my website. I also, important here, link to your Google My Maps listing. That's the second. That's one of the other things that I link to. But the anchor text is always, it'll be my brand name, right? So yeah, so you should be able to get that. Also, if you're using press releases, embed your Google My Maps. All right. I didn't do this for my first press release, but I'm doing that in my second one, so I'll let you know when I scroll down there. Now, I do not use any keyword phrases as my anchor text ever, especially in your first press release. And you can. I'll show you when you can do it. Well, I'm testing that right now, I should say. And I'll show you how I'm testing this. But I never link to your, never use your keyword, excuse me, not your keyword, never use your main keyword phrase as an anchor text to your website, right, in a press release. The reason why I would not recommend doing it is because it could throw off your anchor text ratio. And because if your press release is going out to, let's say, 500 different news outlets and blogs, and you'll have the same keyword phrase on all of those websites, and that could throw off your anchor text ratio. So I'm just too scared to do that. I'm not going to do that. I've been having success doing it the way I do it. Excuse me. So that's why I don't recommend you do that. So how long does it take to see results in the GMB press release? Well, after you submit a press release. Okay, so let me tell you what I like to do. Let me go back to the beginning. When I first create my citations, I try to get those indexed. The major directories like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Foursquare, Angie's List, those guys, the major directories, typically they'll index pretty fast, right? You typically don't have a problem indexing those. I do recommend that you use, for those directories that have them, what is it called? A unique company description for each one. That's what I do. I use a unique, about 200 to 250 words for each one. And if you're wondering how I did it, basically I manually spun my company description. So I did, like, I rewrote each sentence like 5 times, and then I spun it on the word and phrase level. It took me like 2 days. So it's about 200 to 250 words each new spin. So it took me 2 days, but I don't have to do it ever again. I did it, knocked it out, I'm done. So what I like to do is I like to get those indexed, and then I like to see where I fall in the rankings as far as the GMB, if I'm going to be on page 2 or page 1. I'm in a very competitive niche right now. I didn't think it was going to be that competitive, but it is. My research at first just wasn't that good for the keyword competition for the GMB. And all I know is it's a pretty competitive niche. I landed up on page 2. And once I saw where I landed, I then submitted, I purchased a press release. All right. And that was on the 20th of February is when I first purchase my first press release for this particular niche that I'm in. It took, now when I got the links back, it took 21 days. Today was the day that I actually saw that big leap that I was looking for. You know, I saw a big leap in my rankings. Let's see. One of them jumped from like the bottom of page 2 all the way to the bottom of page 1 on the GMB listings. And one of them went from the bottom of page 2, like the third one from the bottom, all the way up to the third spot on the second page. So, you know, I think it's like, what, 16? So anyway, it was like a 10, 12 spot leap. So that was the leap that I was looking for. Now, I did not, when I got my links back from the press release, I did not submit them through my Google Indexer software, only because submitting your links directly to Google through the mobile friendly test, from what I'm seeing personally, is not working as good as it used to in the past. I still use it because I still think it's good to submit your links directly to Google, but I'm just not seeing the indexing rate as good as I used to. Like I submitted about 15 links recently through the Google mobile friendly site, and I submitted them through the through my profile, and none of them got indexed, and that was like 3 days ago. Well, no, sorry, that was like a week ago, and none of them got indexed. So it was like, all right, so I'm trying to come up with different ways, thinking about how to get them indexed. Anyway, with that being said, and I'll say this before I move on to the next point, I'm going to be testing out a new indexing strategy that it has to work, right? It has to work. I think it's a good one, but I'm not going to say anything. I'll create a video in the future for that. So how long does it take? Like I said, it took 3 weeks. That was just naturally letting the links index on their own. Press release links index faster because they should be, a lot of them go through like Google News, are submitted to Google News, and those links just index faster. You know, so it took 3 weeks for me to see that big leap that I was looking for. And it was a depressing 3 weeks because it was like, oh gosh, because I saw a small leap of about 5 spots after 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, that's it, you know. And then the next week today, which, you know, Father's Day, I saw that big leap that I was looking for, a boost in the rankings. So that's my most recent test. It took 3 weeks. So what I'm going to do in this, now my second press release, I ordered my second press release 2 days ago. And I should get those links back. I should get that link report back in a couple of days. What I'm going to do, well, what I always do in all of my press releases, I didn't put this up here, is how I'm submitting my press releases is in the title, try to get your keyword phrase that you want to rank for in the title. Or if you can't squeeze that in there, then get your brand name in the title. So I try to do either a keyword phrase and a brand name. I think the last one, my first one, I used my brand name. So with this second one, I'm testing the keyword phrase that I want to rank for. Obviously, I have the NAP that you have to have that in all of your press releases. And I'll say this. Actually, let me say this. My press release company that I use, they actually made a mistake and they did not include my address in the press release. They had the business name and the phone number and the website URL, but they did not add the address. So that could be a reason why it took so long. All right, so I spoke to them via email and told them, to correct that for the second press release, and hopefully they did. So obviously have your NAP. And in this press release, what I did was I added obviously a naked URL to my homepage. I have a keyword phrase anchor, but it's linking to my Yelp listing. And I have another keyword phrase that I'm trying to rank for that's linking to another business listing. I think it's either Angie's List or Foursquare or something like that, that I'm linking to. So that's where I am right now. So hopefully the next press release submitted will give me another boost. When I get this link report back, I'm actually going to take the links and submit them through the software this time to hopefully get a boost in my rankings much faster. you know, because waiting 2-3 weeks, it was torture. But I just had to wait and test and see how it would respond. But if my calculations are correct, if I get these type of boosts in my rankings, I should only need 2 more press releases to crack the top 3. You know, so we will see, right? We will see. So hopefully we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. See you in my next video.